Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a Screenwriter's Rant on Peacock, a German flick about a guy who's a professional friend. Smash the like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 18, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So this is sort of like a dark comedy from Germany. Watch out. So basically, the main character kind of loses himself in his work. He doesn't know who he is anymore because he's too busy sort of changing himself, and here's all his various costumes, changing himself for work, that it somehow destroys his relationship at home, and he can't figure out if he's real anymore. So it drives him into an existential crisis, essentially. And here he is, I think, talking to his friend, trying to figure it out. It doesn't look like it translates too well unless you're really into weird comedies, and it does look very strange. I would give it a chance just because I like to see different movies in different cultures. Comedy is really tough, though. It tends not to translate well into other cultures. And I guess it's called Peacock because this scene, maybe, but I think also because he's the peacock, like he's peacocking around kind of thing, full of himself, maybe. Do we have credit here? Yeah, you could see all the German names. The cast is Albrecht Schroch, Julia Franz, Richter, Anton Nore, and on and on. I don't see the director here. They have their other countries have their credits in a different order, so we'll check it. We'll check it somehow, but it looks kind of interesting. I like the here. He's watching some weird dude pour paint on himself. It's kind of like comedy's not universal, but existential crises are. And his existential crisis does kind of feel real, so maybe you could, if you can get into it, you can kind of glom onto it. But let's try to break it down. First act, he keeps doing all these weird gigs. He plays the father for some kid and show and tell. Maybe he's ashamed of his dad or he doesn't have a dad. Woman wants an argument, another guy wants a friend. He does all these weird jobs, but it's starting to impact his relationship, and his live-in girlfriend or his wife is she's at her wit's end. But as he keeps doing it, it makes the situation at home worse, and she eventually leaves him, and then he kind of falls apart and kind of can't, in the second act, kind of can't figure out who he is, because he's constantly pretending to be somebody else. And then in the end, maybe he figures out, I mean, it's a comedy. He might die at the end. I mean, weird things happen in comedies, but I think he figures it out and maybe gets a new job. Let's see. I really hope there's a write-up on this thing. Okay, here we go. Director is Bernhard Wenger. Synopsis. At My Companion, the cultured and confident Matthias is available for a reasonable fee to fill any social role you desire, from the perfect son to the enlightened boyfriend, or even a pilot dad to impress your classmates at Bring Your Parent to School Day. But when Matthias is at the top of his professional game, his personal life begins to crumble as he detaches from his own identity and burrows deeper into his fictitious lives. Interesting. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I nailed it. Bernhard Wigner's Peacock is a biting and hilarious social satire about the mask we wear in pursuit of human connection. Yeah, so I think it could be very interesting. Now there might be some German stuff in here that doesn't quite jibe with an American audience, and like, oh, what, how does school work there, or how to, socially that's a little different. But I would very much like to see this. So that might be an extra category in movies, in terms of their universalness, the existential crisis, because I think a lot of people can relate to that. When you're, usually it's when you're a kid, but sometimes when you're older, you kind of like feel like, well, who am I now? Maybe there's a big trauma in your life. I know when I got divorced, it was kind of like, well, what the hell am I going to do now kind of moment. And people have them through the course of their lives. So that, yeah, I can see it being having a sort of a crossover appeal. So I would check this one out, especially if you're a movie file like me. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more videos. My extra videos today will come later. Currently, I'm either at the Collingswood Book Fest from 10 to 4 on Saturday, or I'll be at Halloween in Hamilton from 6 to 10. So come out to either of those, and then sometime after that, I'll probably get my other videos up. Sunday, I'll be at Zed's Brewery in Marlton, New Jersey, for my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. And then Sunday night at 7, it's the live stream where we do it live. We do it live, so bring it right here. All right, that's it today. We'll see you tomorrow.